So, good evening. I'm Darren Steele, Executive Director of Pennsylvania Resources Council. Thank you for attending PRC Awards Celebration and supporting our work and our mission. We gather today to recommit to the vision of a Pennsylvania where nothing is wasted, to celebrate our work towards that vision, and to celebrate David Hess, who has done more than anyone to help us get there. This evening you'll hear from me, and then a recorded award ceremony with a live discussion from Secretary Hess himself, a little more video programming, and then we'll come back live for a toast, brief discussion, and close. Before we do, I'd like to thank our sponsors, our anonymous, generous friends, Blank Strategies, Pico, Blank Rome, Aqua, Eckert, Eldridge, Monroe Energy, Post and Shell, Groundwater Sciences. Thank you guys for your commitment to the cause. Thanks also to our awesome staff who embody excellence and commitment, to our dedicated board members, and to our peerless board chair, Winnie Ben. I want to acknowledge a few elected officials present: State Senator Committa, Delaware County Controller Joanne Phillips, State Representative Greg Vitale, County Commissioners Elaine Paul Schaefer, Kevin Madden, Dr. Monica Taylor, and Christine Luther, and our great friend, Director of Delaware County Parks and Recreation, Mark Mansky. The issues that PRC addresses on the ground every day have been important for a long time. That importance is accelerating year on year. Waste, resource overuse, and depletion, and its ripple effect, water itself, impact all of us. And over time will determine the viability of our lives and lifestyles. Right now, communities of color and low-income communities often bear a larger share of the burden and bear the burden first. Our goal at PRC is to do our part to meet the needs of Pennsylvania, to grow our impact through direct effort and education, through collaboration and incubation of solutions, and through policy to improve circumstances for all of us for decades to come. And to do so in a way that addresses head-on environmental justice and the disproportionate impact on historically marginalized communities. We are on the ground collecting, recycling, safely processing, helping to build the infrastructure to sustain those gains, advising institutions, business, nonprofits, government on how to waste less, divert, manage, be more efficient. We're educating adults across the state, students in classrooms. We're preserving the health of our watersheds. We're incubating organizations to further the mission: Green Building Alliance, PEC, Construction Junction. PRC is a hub of innovation, action, and collaboration. The result is millions of pounds of waste recycled, composted, thousands of residents educated, millions of gallons of water protected, and far more for our work advising and partnerships. And our future lies ever stronger statewide presence to push for a Pennsylvania without waste and to help it happen on the ground, and to do so as efficiently as possible. PRC stewards its dollars as carefully as it stewards the environment. Nothing is wasted. If you want to directly improve the environment in Pennsylvania, and you want your support to go a long way, PRC is as efficient an investment as I can imagine. So go to our website, prc.org, to give, to volunteer, to join. And with that, I will turn it over to Winnie Ben, Board Chair, and our video presentation.
So PRC rarely gives out this award. It is reserved for those individuals who have demonstrated uncommon leadership and made an exceptional contribution toward the conservation of natural resources and environmental protection in Pennsylvania. In fact, this is only the 14th time in PRC's 82-year history that we are presenting this award. The Fox Calhoun Award is named for two of PRC's founders, David Hess and Cynthia Calhoun. Hilda and Cynthia were trailblazers. They used their resources, skills, and influence to preserve Pennsylvania's natural beauty, place billboards, and prevent litter. They did this through the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, long before the first Earth Day. Hilda Fox lived in media, and she was an active member and leader of the Garden Club Federation of Pennsylvania, where she got her inspiration and motivation for the organization that would become PRC. Hilda was with PRC from the very beginning. Joining with others who are concerned with the growing proliferation of billboards and junkyards along the roadways. She was an early disruptor. She organized boycotts and letter writing campaigns against companies who advertised on billboards, highlighting the worst offenders in print and TV ads, and organizing public campaigns for cleaner streets. She never laughed. Hilda was a national leader on scenic preservation and litter prevention. Under her leadership, in the 1950s, PRC introduced the litter bug and initiated a national Don't Be a Litter Bug campaign in collaboration with Keep America Beautiful. Hilda served as PRC's board president for 15 years. She was a feisty, persistent environmental champion. Cynthia Calhoun had roots in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. She supported and led many public service organizations, from PRC to Planned Parenthood and the Pittsburgh Symphony. Cynthia worked closely with Hilda to advance PRC's mission to preserve scenic beauty and conserve natural resources. Elected president of PRC in 1956, Cynthia served for 10 years, during which time she led a successful battle to enact Pennsylvania's first billboard control law, along with other legislation to control strip mines, shrub junkyards, and preserve open space. Cynthia was a tireless, dedicated environmental champion. Wow, their life's work is a lot to live up to. Fox and Calhoun, uncommon leaders who made an exceptional contribution to conservation and environmental protection in the Commonwealth. We gather today to celebrate another uncommon leader, and that is David Hess. I want to take a minute or two to read from his bio, which shares some of the highlights of his career as an environmental champion for Pennsylvania. David Hess served as Secretary of the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection for nearly 2 years, beginning in April 2001. He led the agency for the successful rescue of 9 trapped miners at the Proclamation mine in Somerset County in 2002, and helped guide the environmental response to the crash of Flight 93 in the same county on September 11, 2001. Prior to serving as Secretary, David was DEP Executive Deputy Secretary for Policy and Communications, the number 2 post in the agency. During his 8-year tenure, PADEP received more national and international awards for excellence than any other state environmental agency in history. Those awards came from organizations like the United Nations, the Ford Foundation, and Harvard University. Before becoming Executive Director of DEP, he served as the Executive Director of the Senate Environmental Resources and Energy Committee for 6 years, and worked in a variety of positions at the former DER over a 12-year period. David was involved in the passage of every major piece of environmental legislation in Pennsylvania over a 20-year span, from 1983 to 2003, including the Going Greener program, the land recycling and brownfields program, the X-101, and the Safe Drinking Water Act. David has received numerous awards over the course of his career. In 2013, David was recognized at the 2013 Lifetime Achievement Award by Shippensburg University, and he has been recognized for his contributions to promoting education and environmental initiatives by the Pennsylvania Alliance for Environmental Education and the Pennsylvania Environmental Council. David served as a member of the PRC Board of Directors for more than a decade, including numerous years as an elected officer. David is the owner of PA Environment News LLC, which publishes the treasured and very much valued PA Environment Digest and other digital content. David received a master's degree in urban and regional planning from the University of Illinois and a bachelor's degree in urban studies from Shippensburg University. David has 3 children and 7 grandchildren. He resides in Harrisburg with his wife, Mary. I am so happy and so pleased to say on behalf of the Board of Directors of PRC, congratulations, David, on receiving the Fox Calhoun Award. It is very much deserved by you for all of your work over the course of your career. Thank you and congratulations.
Hello everyone, I'm former Pennsylvania Governor Mark Schweitzer. I'd like to be with you tonight. I have the honor of my friend and a fine governmental professional, David Hess. We all remember his stewardship at the helm of the Department of Environmental Protection. His work with DEP is legendary and certainly lines up and exemplifies all of the important pursuits and virtues associated with the Fox Calhoun Award. But in my estimation, looking back in 2002, some of his finest work was assisting me in our administration as we looked for and rescued 9 miners at the Two Creek Mine Rescue Site in Somerset County in western Pennsylvania. We were able to reunite those families and the 9 hard-working miners after 80 hours of treacherous existence because of the perspective and organizational talent of the person in our town. So Dave, with that in mind, a hearty congratulations, friend.
Coming to you from the 16th floor of the Rachel Carson State Office Building in the Delaware there, and we have a wall here that has all of the previous DEP and DER secretaries here. I do a lot of meetings in this room, and I can't help but feel like Dave is just over my shoulders, keeping an eye on things within the building, because he frequently is. The reality is, Dave Hess's legacy is still felt very much in this building on a daily basis. Whether it's using electronic systems that really Dave was the pioneer and visionary getting established back in the late 90s and starting us down the pathway of being more reliant on technology to do the day-to-day work. Or looking at his newsletters that he's reporting on the day-to-day important activities related to the Commonwealth environment. And I'm sure everybody in this building probably has his type of bookmark. Dave has been a champion of not just the environment, but our agency in particular. And it's something I've always very, very much appreciated. He's very well deserving of this award, and hope he continues to look over our shoulders here.
Hi, I'm Cindy Gunn, Secretary of District Art. Congratulations, David Hess. This award is so well deserved. I'm so glad you got the Fox Calhoun Award. I've known Dave in his various roles, from a staffer to a key legislator, to the head of DEP, Secretary of DEP, and to his current role as a great environmental communicator to the Pennsylvania Environmental Digest. For those of us in the environmental and conservation world, making it on today's environmental digest is like sitting in the Rolling Stone, right, if you're in the music industry. So Dave, thanks for running the Rolling Stones for the environment. I know we at BCNR appreciate the coverage you give to conservationists, conservation leaders, and actions across Pennsylvania. Your voice helps bring the environment to so many people, and congratulations on this well-deserved award.
Hi, this is David Hess. I don't know how I can follow those comments, and I very much appreciate all the comments that were made by the governor and Secretary McDonald and Secretary Gunn and of course Winnie. I very much appreciate that. I wanted to thank Pennsylvania Resources Council for making accommodations for me after my recent surgery. But most of all, I wanted to thank the council, board members, staff, and supporters for this honor today. My career working to improve the environment and the modern environmental movement, literally from the first Earth Day in 1970. During that time, I was very lucky to have bosses who were forward-thinking, willing to help me learn and fail, give me responsibility, and above all, they wanted to get things done. I owe them everything for preparing me to be secretary. People like Maurice Goddard, Cliff Jones, Victor Benedictus, Peter Duncan, Art Davis aren't simply names in some book to me. They were leaders of the agency I work in and provided me with an education on what real leadership is. And to varying degrees, depending on my responsibilities, I worked with them when they were in DER and more often than not after they worked in DER. When I worked with the Senate Environmental Committee, chairs Mike Fisher and David Bryso and Democratic Chair Ray Musto, they gave me an education on the legislative process and how stuff gets done in the General Assembly. But it was Governors Tom Ridge and Mark Schweikert, and the first Secretary of DEP, Jim Price, who gave me the opportunity to work with a team of people with one assignment. It was to create the most advanced partnership in the nation to protect and enhance our resources and to restore Pennsylvania's place as a national leader in protecting the environment. We knew DEP couldn't do it alone. One of our fundamental principles was to give the private sector, nonprofits, local governments, and every citizen the tools and support they needed to make the environment better. We worked with the General Assembly to pass the land recycling program, giving private industry the tools and the responsibility to clean up brownfield sites and put people back to work. By the end of the Ridge and Schweikert administration, there were over 30,000 people working on sites cleaned up under the program, and it was copied by other states and countries. Through the Growing Greener program, we provided support for local watershed groups, farmers, and many others to clean up rivers and streams and treat mine drainage. Just a few years after the program got started in 1999, there were more than 425 watershed groups and 11,000 people involved in checking water quality across the state. Over 33,300 acres of abandoned mine land were reclaimed during our 8 years as a result of a variety of innovative programs, including the Good Samaritan Law. We were the first state environmental agency to make compliance and permit information available to the public in e-fax. We created an e-notice program to notify people of permit applications submitted near them. Established a robust environmental education program covering students and adults. Used stakeholder groups to solve tough regulatory problems. Created the Office of Environmental Advocate. Established the agency's first Office of Pollution Prevention and Compliance Assistance. started a green building program for state office buildings, flipped the switch from the first commercial wind energy farm in the state, and developed policies to help guide the state into the future with the 21st Century Environment Commission. I'm very proud of the extraordinary work the EP staff did during the Sioux Creek mine rescue and during the response to the crash of Flight 93, both in Somerset County. The eyes of the world were on them, and they did the Commonwealth proud. No one does things alone. We had a great team, and their work was recognized. During the 8 years of the Ridge and Schweitzer administration, as was noted, Pennsylvania's environmental programs won more international and national awards from groups like the United Nations, Council of State Governments, Harvard University, and the Ford Foundation than any other state. As I said in a final op-ed piece in January 2003, as a result of our work, many new hands now help protect Penn's woods. The backbone of the environmental movement in Pennsylvania has been and always will be regular people, farmers, hunters, business people, local government officials, community activists, teachers, kids, nonprofit group members, and anglers. We want to make the environment better than they found it. One of the things I did when I was secretary was visit every single county, all 67, to highlight all the good stuff that was going on with every group and organization and business that you can imagine. I was on a third time around when I left office in 2003. The examples of leadership I saw in people like Margaret Sanders from the Slippery Rock Watershed Coalition, Ed Wykovic, and Schuylkill County, Merrill Williams Green of the Cobbs Creek Environmental Center, and many, many more. They're simply amazing. I continue that tradition today in my newsletter by highlighting the literally dozens of stories of people doing great things to improve and protect the environment every week across the state. These are the people who deserve to be supported, given the tools they need to accomplish what they want to accomplish in their own community. We haven't been doing that lately, and we need to push our politicians to make it happen. Again, I want to thank you for this recognition, but it was really the many, many people who contributed their talents to making Pennsylvania a better place. Thank you very much.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining us to celebrate the amazing portfolio of work that David has in the community to accomplish for conservation in the Commonwealth. My name is General CSA, and I'm Deputy Director of the Pennsylvania Resources Council. We here at PRC show David's commitment to the people and resources in our state as we continue to strive to see a Pennsylvania where nothing is wasted. We encourage school by providing access, resources, infrastructure, and education to the people of Pennsylvania with the goal to boost recycling, composting, and waste reduction. I'm a recent example of how PRC executes on a regular recycling program. Back in 2019, in southwestern Pennsylvania, many waste haulers, recycling haulers, and material recovery facilities removed glass from curbside recycling collections in many municipalities. This has a huge hole in the glass recycling infrastructure of southwestern PA. This PRC now needed to figure out how to get public glass and how to recycle the material into the hands of recyclers instead of ending up in landfill. What we came up with was our one-day glass recycling pop-up collection. Those events in 2019 alone made it possible for 10,000 residents to recycle 400,000 pounds of glass over 27 events. It was an amazing response, but we knew that the one-day event was not the sustainable option. We wanted something more permanent. In the next year, we shifted to what is now called our traveling glass bin. In our traveling glass bin program, a bin is brought glass to the municipality and stays there for 1 week at a time. Not only did this allow for more convenient access for residents to glass recycling, The activities framework many municipalities to see what permanent action can work in their community. Fast forward to today, PRC has done 26 program actions this year and has worked to facilitate permanent gas recycling events in 5 municipalities to do on the work. Since the inception of the program, we have diverted 738,000 pounds of gas from landfills and we are not going back. Some of our highlights from 2021 include recycling 152,000 pounds of e-waste and 1,200 hours about hard-to-recycle collection. We've also kept 262,000 pounds of hazardous waste out of Pennsylvania landfills. As well as Pennsylvania program has diverted 21,000 pounds of food waste and recyclables from over 15 events in Southwest PA. We've educated over 600 residents on backyard composting, how to utilize rain barrels, and how to recycle waste. We even sold over 40 cartons of 100% recycled content paper via our paper co-op. This paper comes from an American Eagle paper mill located in Calhoun, Pennsylvania. And lastly, we sold nearly 1,000 calls from residents across the Commonwealth via the DEP recycling hotline. We're able to do this because of the trust you support us in so many ways. You participate in our events, you volunteer at our events, and you support us by financially making a donation or even becoming a member. I'd like to thank you all for joining us and supporting us this year. I hope you will continue to join us in the future as we strive to expand our programming across the state. Hi everyone, my name is David, and I'm the PRC's Eastern Program Director. We just heard stories sharing wonderful stories about PRC's overall work and our accomplishments in Southwestern Pennsylvania this past year. Now, I'm very happy to share with you some of the stories about PRC's work in the Philadelphia area. The first project I would like to highlight is our stormwater initiative. What started 10 years ago as a few simple rain barrel workshops has really grown into an extensive initiative focused on education, conservation, and green stormwater infrastructure, all with the goal of improving the water quality in the Delaware River watershed. From simply distributing rain barrels, the program has evolved to include installing rain gardens and frozen places, fostering the development of 2 community rain garden teams, providing hands-on educational programs to students in the classroom and in the streams, and connecting directly with homeowners through stream-smart house calls. These programs work together to create a cohesive, watershed-wide initiative that engages residents, students, municipal officials, and other organizations to create real change in our watershed. This year, PRC and our partners have installed 15 residential rain gardens. We have an additional garden that will be going in later this fall as part of an outdoor classroom in the school. We constructed and installed 7 grocery centers, provided thousands of native tennis clubs for residents, and distributed 150 rain barrels for free at our workshops. Additionally, we completed a large stream-bank restoration project at Reclamation Park and other gardens with our partners at the Eastern Delaware County Stormwater Collaborative. Nearly 500 linear feet of eroded stream banks was reconstructed and restored along Miller Pond. A riparian buffer was put in place and over 15 trees were planted there. 2 rain gardens and a biosphere were also installed at the park to help reduce flooding and improve water quality. Altogether, these projects are estimated to reduce 26,000 pounds of sediment per year and manage 2.5 million gallons of stormwater emissions. While I'm very proud of the evolution of our stormwater program, there's another program that I'm very excited to announce that we started since SAP started again in the Eastern area. This year, we saw the return of e-waste collections in Delaware County. In April, we held our first collection event at Grove Street Park. Registration showed up in less than a week and we collected over 11,000 pounds of e-waste. I'm happy to announce that we're going to be offering a second fully subsidized e-waste collection for residents in the city's Chester and surrounding communities on October 27th. With continued support and sponsorship, we hope to be able to continue to offer this important service to local residents for years to come. Finally, I want to mention the new educational program that we launched this year. This program integrates our student education, and our stormwater initiative through a community art project. The Fit for the Future program is a theme-based environmental education program focusing on water quality. Through interactive classroom lessons, students learn about local waterways and how they're impacted by our daily actions. As part of the program, students shoot wooden fish that will be installed as murals and local fences to raise awareness about issues such as stormwater runoff and pollutants in our waterways. The mural will also have educational signage and information about how people can help improve water quality. All of these great programs are possible because of our hardworking staff, our trusted program partners, our amazing volunteers, and of course our supporters, members, and donors whose generosity has enabled these programs to continue to grow and thrive. Once again, thank you for supporting PRC this year, and we hope you'll continue to join us in the future as we work towards our vision of a Pennsylvania where nothing is wasted. Thank you.
Thanks very much to Sarah and Diana. And we are now going to have a toast, David Hess, for all that he's accomplished on behalf of Pennsylvania. Here's Salut L'chaim. There it is. And what we'd like to do now is actually open up a bit. If there are any questions or comments, you have to be promoted to a panelist if you want to speak. And maybe raise your Zoom hand, which is down there on the right. You can see that little hand, and then you can unmute yourself. And I'm happy to take any questions or comments folks have. Go ahead, Senator Camilla. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Sharon. And what a great selection of videos and tributes to Dave Hess. And I jokingly said before we started on the Dave Hess group is I read Dave's Environmental News Digest every day. My staff reads Dave's News Digest every day. And I don't read all the articles, but I read every title of every article, every headline, and then I choose a few and I read them. And I can't thank you enough, Dave, for being here to help so many of us for all of these years. I would not be able to do my job as the boy, you were the ED for the Senate Environmental Resources Management Committee. We could have been working alongside of each other. Wouldn't that have been great? But my ED, I know, reaches out to you regularly, and Emily didn't know that you had held that role. So I just want to thank you. And in the mail to you is a citation of congratulations and appreciation from me and also from your senator, Chris Gebhard. So you will be receiving that with our thanks from the Pennsylvania Senate.
Well, Senator Committee, thank you very much for that. That's just wonderful. I really appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. And I think Lynn had her hand up.
I did. I just wanted to say to Sarah and Diana, and I was talking with them while they were speaking, they are both natural. So I feel like they're the perfect speakers, along with Dan, to share PRC stories, and Carol, who worked so hard to pull this event together when we had to switch from in-person to virtual. And I just wanted to say, great job for all the staff and all the work that you do all year long. So thank you.
Howard, Mr. Warren, go ahead. Counselor.
Dave, I just want to personally congratulate you again. Dave and I first met in 1980. So we've known each other for 40 years plus. And during that time frame, we've worked together on a lot of things. The very first thing that we worked together on was the plugging a well on Prescott State Park. That's when I first met Dave. Dave was in the executive offices of the department at that time, and I was a lawyer in the Pittsburgh office who was asked to go up there and basically monitor in a very brief way the work that was being done and managed by the department's, I guess, geologic survey folks, I believe. The geologists were involved. And at that time, what was happening is that there was liquid waste coming from apparently the Hammermill Paper Company facility 4.2 miles away underneath the ground and exiting right on the beach. And so the job of the department was to plug the well. That's when I first met Dave, and since then I've had occasion to work with him over many years. And I can honestly say that I really feel that this was a well-deserved honor that we have given Dave, and hope that he continues to do the work that he has done with his blog post and his newsletter every day, which I also read. And best of luck to you, Dave, and hang in there.
Howard, thanks very much. And that well was, I believe, the first Superfund site in Pennsylvania that got cleaned up, and we literally spent a month in Erie that year. So it was over 30 days. That was a very memorable beginning to that relationship. Thank you.
Thanks, folks. It was a really nice tribute and well deserved. And what I want to do now is turn it over to Carol Butler, a fabulous event coordinator, who first pulled the in-person event together and then pulled this together. And so take it.
First, I have to unmute myself, right? Good evening, everybody. I hope you are enjoying our celebration tonight. You know, tonight would not have been possible without our loyal sponsors. PRC is very grateful for the continued support, and most of our sponsors have contributed for many years to this annual fundraising event, and we truly appreciate their efforts on our behalf. Thank you all for your generosity. I'd like to add my congratulations to David Hess for receiving this Fox Calhoun Award for the many years of environmental advocacy. I want to show you the award that we will be delivering to David, along with the citation that the Senator mentioned, Senator Committee mentioned, and also the citation from the State House of Representatives, the Tom Mahaffey, requested for you. There's also a governor's proclamation from Governor Wolf. Let me just put this up here and see if you can see it. It's a beautiful award, very well deserved by David, and it says environmental leadership, innovation, and collaboration. I also want to congratulate David on being a member. David has been a member for many, many years. The dues our dedicated members pay each year contribute to the projects we heard about tonight. Projects which grants don't always cover. My family joined PRC 15 years ago because PRC strives to bring businesses, municipalities, organizations, and residents together to collaborate and arrive at solutions concerning environmental issues. We need your support to make this happen. So please join David and many of our dedicated members and become a member tonight. Go to PRC.org, click on Get Involved, and it will show a membership button. Thank you all for coming this evening. I'll turn it back over to Darren.
Thank you, Carol, and thank you, everyone. Thank you, David, and all attendees for attending, for supporting, and onward towards Pennsylvania, where nothing is wasted. Good evening, and I look forward to talking to all of you again soon.